boy, the Dead Mouse in the House event is finally amongst us, to which if you would want to get your hands on the Tier 9 Blitz Nation Collector Medium, the mau5Tank, you would have to purchase the Standard Pass and grind your way up to level 20 to get your hands on this vehicle. This vehicle carries 110mm armaments. One of them is a single shot, having incredible levels of aiming time and dispersion at 2.8 seconds with 0.273 dispersion. Pretty solid DPM levels at 2700 with an 8.42 second reload time. And pretty solid average alpha damage as well, paired with tungsten shells, to which you can surpass your average alpha up to 400 average damage, which is absolutely crazy to even think about. And then there is the auto-loading gun that carries 3 shells, and it shoots the exact same of that of an Annihilator. Although it has a worse aiming time and dispersion, less DPM levels, you can kind of understand why. And for the average alpha damage, it only has 160 on its standard. Times 3 shells, that is about 480 average alpha damage. Combined with the tungsten ran along with that, then you can surpass those limits up to 560 average damage. Absolutely crazy to even think about in terms of that. But for the individual armor, it has 225mm of frontal turret armor and 80mm of frontal hull armor. And in terms of that, this is what it looks like. The turret may seem insane on paper, but in reality, that's really where it's all going to change when you fire in your premium. It's only 272 to 251 in most cases, to when if I load in my premiums, then it opens the cheeks to a significant chunker. Even you can overmatch the roof in most regards as well. Even when this tank is using its bits of gun depression, you can still overmatch the cheeks right here. That is if you manage to hit them in the right spot. And it does make a difference for the upper infrastructure, as well as it thickens it now to 310 to 315. Which means if you're in a tier 10 vehicle with about 320, 330 millimeters of pen, then you're pretty much just going to butter this vehicle without a hassle in regards to that. So making our way over to the side of the vehicle, the side of the turret is 164 to 114, and the full-on side is 20 to 74 spaced. And then finally for the rear, the back of the turret is 65, and then the full-on rear where the engine deck is located is upwards of 52, to which in this case 60mm HE can cut through the back of the engine deck, but you would have to hit it in the right spot in order to do the maximum. The vehicle also carries the Tracer Shells mechanic, which makes your enemy tanks visible for all your teammates when you hit it for 20 seconds instead of the standard 10 seconds of spotting time. And in terms of the maneuverability as well, this vehicle goes 50 forward and 21 in reverse, while also having a power to weight of 18.4 along with that. Not only that, because this is a Blitz Nation vehicle, the provisions are going to be the tin cans and the field rations, pretty much what every Blitz Nation vehicle is mounted in terms of that. In terms of the consumables, mainly because I am running tungsten shells along with 2 repair kits, it has other variations of special consumables along with that, ranging from reactive armor, which will decrease high explosive damage outputs to you, reticle calibration to decrease your aiming time and dispersion, and super speed boost to get in and out of danger zones more effectively based upon your forward and reverse speed. But for the purpose of that, I am running the tungsten shells, considerably because of the triple shot dealing 480, and then with the tungsten rounds, it can deal a significant amount that surpasses the limits of the average alpha damage, which is quite insane to even think about. In terms of this vehicle, I would have to say that I have not really been used to its playstyle, considering that it's a medium tank, and it kind of plays similar to that of an Object 590, although it has a degree less of gun depression, combined with an Annihilator. So you basically have a heavy and a medium tank mounted on a combination of both of the two pretty much. You have the maneuverability, you have a fairly solid gun, and it's basically all that you could ever ask for when it comes to a brand new vehicle that is released into the game. So let's go ahead and hop on into our first battle and see how we can fare well till then. And here we are in our first game. In terms of their mediums, they have a Sharfew Chair 4, they have an AMX Defender, and that looks to be all they have. They also have a 121 GFT, a WT Raider, a KV4, and a KV5. Ooh, that sounds like a pretty rat lineup if I'm not mistaken. But we got a Barask on our side, and we also have an E75, so it looks like we're going to be heading on over to the left side. We're going to be supporting our Barask here, see what ends up popping on through. This vehicle does have 7 degrees of gun depression, so it can be quite flexible over this ridgeline, but we'll just have to wait and see. Apart from our gameplay factors, this Char is sending it for some odd reason. All right, Barras missed his second shot, which is totally all right. Let's go ahead and bonk, bonk, bonk. Up 167. We only managed to get 1 out of the 3 shots into his vehicle, which is totally all right. But at least we let him know that we are here. So we also got the yo popping on out. So, all right, there's the yo. Let's go ahead. Okay, he misses, surprisingly enough. So we got the Char once again. There we go, 457 tap into his vehicle. So we did manage to get 2 out of the 3 shots, or actually I think we hit all 3 if I'm not mistaken, because this vehicle, like I said, has about a 480 average when you hit all 3 of the shells in the clip. All right, we're gonna plop on our tungsten rounds and then get a 367 tap. We managed to hit 2 out of the 3 shells that time into the enemy WT. All right, so let's go ahead and reload once again. Got the KV-4 off to the side. Let's go ahead and plunker this guy as well. And 1, 2, 174. That is absolutely crazy. I was expecting to outtrade that guy any day of the week. All right, so we got the Ritter once again. Let's go ahead and plop on through. Let's see if this little stinker is going to poke. We also got the KV-4 once again. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a nice tap into his vehicle. 500 roll. There is a much better demonstration to the triple shot capabilities that this gun can feature when you're just able to butter through and outtrade the majority of vehicles that you come across just like that. All right, well, we got the Ritter spotted once again. Let's get 1, 2, 3 for 598. Fairly solid damage output once again, demonstrating the positive factors about this gun. All right, let's go to mosey on upward towards the enemy Char, or we also got the KV-4 once again. Let's see if we can butter right through his armor once again, and just like that, he is cleared for another 400 damage into his vehicle. That is the potential upside about this gun, is that you can just chunk in terms of damage output, so that basically just comes into play, especially with those tungsten rounds by your side to get an even extensive damage output. So we got the enemy KV-5, 325 into his vehicle, and look at that, game's already over. We managed to pull out like a couple shots and still do above 3,000 damage, which is absolutely crazy to even think about in terms of a tank that is mounted with an Annihilator gun that is sincerely more accurate. So 3,005, pulling out a second class in this one, and for this one we were able to do top on the team, surprisingly enough. All right, let's go ahead and hop right on into our second battle and see how we can fare well. So in terms of the gun depression, it's not necessarily going to be pretty in terms of flexibility over certain ridge lines. It's mainly if you have like above 8 degrees of gun depression, then this thing would become badass. But I can't really complain. That tungsten rounds combined with that damage output of 160 times 3 being 480, and then having the tungsten rounds being 560, that's absolutely insane. Like, you can hardly ever see that ever mounted on a tier 9 medium. In terms of that, you can outtrade the majority of other mediums, and that's really what comes to the advantage of being in such case. So here we are in our second game. They have another mau5Tank. They have a 50-120, a Centurion 7-1, Progetto C55, T32. All right, so let's go ahead and plop our way over to the left. Looks like we got some pretty deadly mediums along with us, like the Lorraine, which is a deadly 4-shell auto reloader, and along with a RAC Dingo, which this thing is a deadly rapid firing beast. All right, here we go. Let's see how we can fare well in terms of this battle. So want to be slightly careful. I don't really want to poke all the way just yet until we know what we are facing that comes through over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and plot myself maybe right beyond the ridge line right over here, just in case. Alright, well, we got a couple enemies spotted off in the back over here. Looks like we only have a Centurion 7-1 that's poking on out. So I'm going to wait for him. There we go. 497 already. That is a fairly solid start in terms of that. We also got the mau5Tank moseying on out as well. So let's go ahead and mosey right on in towards these enemies. Fortunately, the RHM misses, which is totally alright, but it gives us the mere advantage to mosey our way on over here and deal a fairly solid chunk into these enemies. Fortunately, our Centurion got cleared. I don't really know what his big brain plan was when trying to poke that. So anyways, let's just go ahead and mosey on through. Let's see if that Centurion is still over here, which it looks like that he is, and it looks like that he is going to poke. So let's go ahead and get a 522 shot into his vehicle, or 550-something chunker into his vehicle, I should say. Or did I already mention that? I don't know, bro, but oh my gosh. All right, well, we also got the other mau5Tank off to the side. Our tungsten's down, so let's go ahead and get 1-2. Unfortunately, bouncing all 3 shells, which is totally all right. So let's just go ahead and reload once again. We can maybe get a tap into that guy poking off in the back. We also got the mau5Tank. Let's see if we can get some more chunkers into this guy right over here. So he's angling his turret, surprisingly enough. That is a 470 tap into the side of his vehicle. All right, let's go ahead and reload once again. We got the mau5Tank off in the back. Not really concerned about him at the moment. We also got 2 enemies down here. The Forgetto C55. And what was the other vehicle? All right, let's just go ahead and mosey on through. Maybe we can clear this guy while at it. Beautiful. All right, there is the Forgetto now. So let's go ahead and mosey our way over towards him. See if we can get some nice bonkers into his vehicle. I did see another enemy over here, if I'm not mistaken. Unless if it was... Okay, I must have been mistaken myself. So let's go ahead and mosey our way over to the prog. Let's get a 520 tap into his vehicle. That is not even running tungsten, surprisingly enough. All right, so let's go ahead and reload once again and then mosey our way over towards this enemy Forgetto and get the clear into his vehicle. All right, so moseying on through. Hello, Mr. Forgetto, and goodbye, Mr. Forgetto. All right, so now the mau5Tank is over to the side. He gets cleared. All right. And now all the remaining enemies that are left are the 5120, the T32, and the ISU-152. No idea where the ISU is. That is a major threat in terms of that. All right, well, we got the 5120 spotted for a slight second, and unfortunately, we were not able to get that shell out. All right, so let's go ahead. Okay, Ping, thank you so much for that. I most sincerely appreciate it. Jeez, I'm dying. Okay, we got a T32 spotted off to the side. Maybe we can spot this enemy T32, which we can, and we can get the clear into him. Beautiful. All right, got the 5120 as well, and he does hit us, surprisingly enough. I don't really know how or why, but let's just go ahead and mosey on through. I have no idea where this ISU is. I don't know if he's AFK or not, or if he's just chilling in the back of the map, just minding his own business, which it looks like that he is minding his own business somewhere. So let's just go ahead and use our solid maneuverability right along over here and see if we can find and look. Oh, there's the ISU. Okay, so he was on the other side of the map, surprisingly enough. It looks like that we can't end up spotting him at the slightest bit. All right, so I'm going to have to move to a better position in order to get a guaranteed eyeball on him. So, all right, so it looks like that he is out in the open over towards this side of the map. So let's go ahead and mosey on through. There he is. All right. All right, so we did manage to get a tap into him of 143. So the accuracy on this thing is actually fairly solid on this thing. Comparable to an Annihilator, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I mean, the Annihilator's less accurate, but for this thing, having a 3.2 second aiming time really factors into the accuracy of this thing. So that's a slight mere advantage of that over its Tier 7 heavy counterpart, if I should say so myself. But we're still able to break past 2,500 damage in this one. Do second on the team, put up a pretty solid result. And without further ado, let's go ahead and plop our way into game number 3 and see if we can put up just as good as a performance upon our first 2 games. And it looks like we are already loaded into a battle, which is nice. So in terms of their mediums, they have a Batchetion 25-ton, a Project Louis, a 5120. It looks like they have some pretty solid vehicles in their lineup. Another... Oh my gosh, jeez, I just ate before this. Don't mind my, my blah blah blah, whatever the fuck I'm doing. Gagging, as I should say. So anyways, let's go ahead and plop our way over towards the hill. Our CDC is AFK, and he's a no camo, so that's a bad sign. But we'll just have to wait and see until the outcome of this battle comes to a close. So let's go to mosey our way right here, see what ends up poking on out. I would assume that Vickers CR is probably going to be coming on up here momentarily, so we're just going to wait and see what ends up coming on through. Oh, interesting. Louis is over there. We could have spotted him, but we are just going to back on up, see if we can get some taps into him. Okay, the Bat Chat is over there as well. All right, well, we got the Project Louise. It looks like that we can barely spot him, but I am not going to risk taking that shot just yet. So let's just go ahead and mosey our way over here. We got the Bat Chat, who we could possibly spot. So let's go ahead and mosey on through. Let's plop on our tungsten and get a 536 tap into the side of his vehicle. Look at that damage output, bro. That is absolutely crazy of a gun that is mounted on a tier 9 medium. All right, well, we got the Bat Chat once again. I would have gotten the clear on him, but unfortunately, one of the shells ends up going low right into his track. So Alright, well this bad chat is screwed. He really has nothing to do, so let's just go ahead and guarantee the clear on his... Or we could just miss the second shell, and apparently he could just get away with it again. But can't really complain. We still managed to do a solid chunker of damage into his vehicle. Alright, we also got the Vickers off to the side. Let's go ahead and mosey our way up and see if we can get some taps into him. Oh, it looks like that he's AFK. Alright, we did get the clear on him. Wow, this game's already over. That is surprisingly enough a fairly fast battle, or a turbo battle, I should say. That hasn't even lasted over a minute yet. It's been like 45 seconds, and I just realized that the enemies are already dead. Alright, well, we got the enemy VK. We do a 480 chunker into his vehicle. Alright, let's go ahead and reload once again. Maybe we can get some more taps into this guy real quick. Maybe break past 2,000 damage in that regard. So let's go ahead and plump for another 443. And just like that, that's game over, doing another 2,000 damage in this vehicle. That is absolutely crazy that this battle lasted 30 seconds. I mean, just really goes to show that the triple shot capabilities of this tank is absolutely incredible. Combined with that tungsten to get, or to surpass the limits of that of your average roll, which is absolutely insane. That's mounted on a medium like this. So, I can't complain. This vehicle is indeed a very solid hard hitter. I probably will do a video sometime soon on the other 110mm, aka the single shots, demonstrating its positive factors. Although the pen factors are pretty much the same, so you're pretty much just going to get the same outcome in terms of that, but more DPM located on one gun to take advantage over the other. So hopefully you guys did end up enjoying today's video, and if you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to turn on those bell notifications while you're at it so you do not miss out on any new videos. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.